What did she say?
Dissecting Minds has become a platform for an anti-white, racist agenda. I must stop following you from this point onward and wish you all the best with your voyage. Though I'm certain that hate doesn't kill hate, only love can do that. Jerome, I have followed and supported your work for a long time. I am saddened to see you sit amongst this, though I can feel that you're not sure about what they are saying entirely. Love to you all, truly.
How dare she speak on love? Number one.
But also, how do you watch that and see hate? Like, how do you see hate when all what was being said was we need to stick to our own because there's an agenda and an attack on our people. So if you stick to your own, it's like for me, that is a reflection of their individual uncomfortability, because I watched it back, the whole thing as well, the half an hour thing, twice, 3 times basically, and I was like, how do people perceive this as hate when all you're identifying what the enemy's been doing, and then you're saying, based on that, we have to work on our own shit, and we don't need them to be a part of it. Now, for me, when we're talking up this thing, it's like we're like the only culture who's not allowed to do it, because every single culture does this. The Chinese do it unapologetically. They have a Chinatown in every single frigging country, right? The Indian man does it. The Arabs do it. Everyone else, the Polish do it. The Albanians do it. People come here and they're not mixing like that. Don't get me wrong, they're mixing as in like, we've got our own setup. Yeah. Socially, but for you to say that, you must feel threatened that you're not part of this thing. All we're saying essentially is we need to unpack, but we don't need to unpack with you, because you are the people that have traumatized us. So we need to do that alone, and then we will decide what we do. And that's allowed. Do you get what I'm saying? That's allowed. You're allowed to do that because everyone else is allowed to do it, and unapologetically. So that's it. The same thing we was talking about is the same thing that they have come up with, even if they wrap it in love, because actually it's not love, because it's conditional. That's what you call conditional love, which is, as we've said before, I will free speech until I don't like what you say. So that's not love. If they want to talk about love, then there is no conditions. You're open to that uncomfortable conversation and to lean into that pain and be like, okay, what's my place here? What we're really talking about is morality, wrapped in race. But it's not us or our community that decided to have this mindset of race. It wasn't our community, it was your community. So you have to say, yes, we all know there's individual white people that are decent people, good-spirited, but as a community, as a people, that doesn't stop the attack on our people. Mm-hmm. We're still in jail, highly represented, low economic status, attacked, the video you sent today, attacked biologically on our health, on our food. You can't, anyone who's trying to kind of sweep people up, you know, we use the term a lot recently around rocking people to sleep. You're trying to sweep us up to be comfortable, but we're uncomfortable constantly. And I recognise my own privilege, which is what I find interesting. She was saying, oh, you might see it's really interesting. People like, oh, you look uncomfortable. No, I just know my place when I talk and when I don't talk. That's it. I like to listen. I enjoyed last week because I saw melanated people building.
In such a healthy way as well, man.
Yeah, like unpacking and building. For me, I loved it.
From different walks
so
of life.
It wasn't uncomfortable for me because I've been uncomfortable with knowing the truth. I've done that bit where it's been like uncomfortable. I still have to unpack myself because I represent I still represent half of me, or half of my energy represents the oppressor. So I still got people within my own family who I've met who have been racist towards me. So it's like, I've got my own experience, but I'm not here to, I acknowledge it. Do you know what I mean? But it's the fact that people can't accept that melanated people want to unpack by themselves and we don't want you involved. That surely should be okay. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, come on man, you lot are taking a piss. And then you're uncomfortable. If you're uncomfortable, you got to look at that yourself and say, okay, why am I uncomfortable with this? Or why do I perceive this to be hate? When all they're saying is we want to stick together. No one ain't saying that we can't coexist. But you lot haven't been able to coexist. You lot have been going to, as a people, you've been going to different lands and taking unapologetically in whatever way form. So to say that, to view this as hate when all you're doing is identifying. You're not saying attack anyone, you're saying you're identifying where the source of this problem has come from and saying we don't want to build with them. Also, in this current time, we can't be mixing because it's reckless. People, they just want to, because of this whole diversity thing, it's beautiful if it works, but it's not working.
100%.
It's not working because people are not, they're not truly accepting of other cultures and what people bring to the table. Because if they did, there would be no hierarchy right now, but there isn't. And people got to be honest and be like, it isn't, and some people don't want that.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
But even
Sorry.
let me touch on that. Like, it's not everything is black and white when it comes to people being racist. That sometimes it's better to know a racist than to meet someone who is it and doesn't realize it, or is it but hides behind I'm not. Like, at the end of the day, if that's what it is and you don't like it, you don't want it, you're not here for it, and you speak on it, cool, because now we know where you stand. And likewise with things that are said, whether it be in conversations that we have on this panel, if it's just conversations that the black community have in general, everyone's entitled to how they feel. So whether it be the lady herself who made the comment, she's entitled to feel how she feels.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, and no one's going to turn around and say, well, you shouldn't feel that. We're just explaining it's not what you thought or how you perceived it to be. This is what it was from our end. How you internalize that or how you comprehend it, we can't do anything about that. Comprehension is on the individual. And at the end of the day, again, if we don't like something or we don't want to do something, or we do, that's up to us. We are in the position to choose what we want to do and how we want to do it. It's pretty. Do you know what? It's actually a lot more simple than people think it is. People make it complicated.
And to go again, I'm not looking for your acceptance. Like, the comment was about, I've been following you. You shouldn't be following me anyway. I'm not anyone to follow. I'm not your saviour. I'm flawed as you are. I'm everything. So this whole kind of idea of I've been following you, so I must feel privileged. And even in some of that, if you take that apart, it kind of, the energy of it makes you think, well, who are you then? I must feel a way about you unfollowing. I don't care.
Oh no, we know who she
your own
is.
shit.
We know who she is. She's a privileged pilgrim. That's what she is.
We got to unpack ourselves. I've got to unpack my own shit that I've had to go through over the years and understand. And you think I care about you following me? That's some bullshit. Like, go and follow your roots, and then unpack it, and then come back, and then we can have real conversations.
It's too painful for that.
Honest people will look back and say, "Fuck, man, we're all fucked." Actually, realistically, we are all fucked. Like, the white man is fucked. The white woman is fucked. They look at their history, yeah, we fucked ourselves up too. So you got your own shit to unpack, but let melanated people unpack their own selves.
Yeah, that's
even
my
for
thing.
me. If someone says to me, I don't want to unpack with you because you look like cool, I'm still gonna do my own work on me. Do you know what I'm saying? And I have to accept that. Obviously, it might feel away, but at the same time, I get it. I get it. If people don't want to, if people saying to me, because you're mixed race, I don't want to build with you because you got that. Fair enough, and I get it. And I'm a mixed race man who has both blood in me, but I get it because I have the empathy to know, shit, these people have done a lot, man. They've done a lot. It's painful. half of my family represent that, and we've got to be honest. Got to be really honest about this shit, man.
Do you know what? Maybe because I'm sitting on this side of the fence. I know normally I'm that person that does the devil's advocate thing and says, well, let me. But do you know what? It's when you're in something, your understanding of things change. For me, it's, again, like Jay was saying, I can understand that people don't empathise with us. I can understand people don't understand. I can understand people have different opinions, points, valid or not. People are people. But at the same time, for me, it's literally a case of you can't be involved in something that doesn't involve you. And when I say that, I mean you can't be the person, and this is what keeps happening to us, to judge, to be the forecast of things, to be the person who makes decisions on things that surround a culture that you have no idea of. Like, at the end of the day, I can understand that when, to somebody who's outside of any form of the black race, whether it be white, Asian, or any others, yeah, they might look at it and think, rah, yeah, that comes across racist, or that comes across this way. But I also think it's the ignorance that they're not used to it. Mm-hmm. Because, like, for the people that I know, growing up, having gone to schools that were majority white or this and that, if a person that's white says to me, yeah, I only date white people, I'm not going to be like, what do you mean? That's racist. No, that's their preference. And if they're raised around white people and they've grown up with that, I can understand why they wouldn't date outside of their race. Not just because of colour per se, but it's something they're not used to. So at the end of the day, I wouldn't expect them. You can empathise with people without understanding completely, yeah? But you can't judge and be judge, juror and everything else on something you don't know because you haven't experienced it. So someone saying to us, oh, it sounds like it's just all anti-white. No, you're hearing that because you're hearing about the negative sides of what we're telling you, but you're not taking on any positive sides of anything. We're talking about, like, us taking accountability for things that we might do wrong within our own community and saying we need to change that, we need to build. You're focusing on anything that's external, which is relatable to yourself.
You know what's interesting though? It's not even necessarily that, like, those parts are negative parts. Like, in the grand scheme, it's not negative. What's negative to you? And how do you see it?
But it's because it's relatable to them. And when I say that, if we say the white man or the government or society, if someone works in government, they're going to take offence to anything that's being said in a negative light about the government.
Why not?
If that's on them, they would have to explain that. But what I'm saying is, unless you're singing their praises, they will take it on that way. If somebody's white and we're speaking on blackness, they might take that to offence because it's whatever cap they choose to put on.
Yeah.
Basically, if you fit in that box, you will take it on. Now, another black person will say, how the heck did you find that racist? Because they're only saying. Somebody else who isn't in touch with things the way that we are might say, well, I can see why they've said that. They made it. It's dependent on where you stand as an individual or your community stands. Mm. But for us and our own, we're speaking on what we experience. And at the end of the day, you can't take that from us. Mm. That's it.
Mm. When we speak how we speak, or, you know, when I speak how I speak, those are the people that I am talking about. She showed herself. For what? Stay out of black people's business. It ain't your business. Like, you know, it's like you weren't invited to the party. You invited yourself to the party, and you decided to let us know how you truly feel. It's not based on logic, though.
And yeah, just because
it's not logic.
Yeah, because if it was, you would have said, even if you was uncomfortable, you would have said, you know what, I don't know what they're talking about.
When you actually pre it for what it is, no one's capable of comprehending it because they're not listening. But when they're hearing it, they're hearing something else. When they're seeing it, they're seeing something else. When they're feeling it, they're mistake. So it's like they'll put their feelings in front of how they're thinking. Mm-hmm.
That's what a lot of responses are emotional based responses.
Right. So it's not even really actually about what we're saying or what we're not saying. It's about how they feel. But that's a them thing. It's never an us thing. What are you talking about love and hate for? Like, and this is what I've noticed. These people can't tell me about love. They can't tell me about love. Where have you gone regarding love? How deep is your love? How conditional is your love? Did you get your love from the very same people that have used love as a way to make money? I think so. Because when you're talking about us here, it's very interesting. What I took from it was these people don't want black people to love each other.
Like purely.
Purely. That's all it is. Because when you hear us speak, we're talking about getting it together, melanated men and women. That is what the conversation, that little clip was what we were saying.
Sorry, can I chime in where you've just said that important part, that little clip.
That little clip.
And a lot of the time, a lot of the comments that we are getting based on these conversations that get, or not even conversations, but the dialogue that gets had in the comment section is based on that little clip. A lot of the time with people, and there is someone I'm going to refer to in a minute that then made a comment and then said, I haven't watched the whole thing. Now, when you watch the whole thing in full context, a lot of the time opinions change. And it's not about, oh, go and watch it so your mind changes. It's just go and watch it so you get a broader perspective of what's going on. Because we put out 10 seconds of something, you're going to be like, what did they say? Now, when you watch a whole 30 minutes, you're like, oh, on the grand scheme of things, actually.
When these people are commenting off of the clip, right? That's what the clips are designed to do.
Grab your attention and pull you in.
Grab your attention and pull you in, right? We all know what trailers do. We all know what they like. It's like the most, the juicy part, right? Now, if you know how this thing works and how you grab someone's attention, these are methods that are used. If you don't know that, and then be like, okay, I can't take that for what it is, let me go, then we can't help you, and our message ain't for you anyway. But for me, in regards to that woman, right, how dare you, white woman, come here and start talking rubbish and then have the audacity to use Jerome as an excuse? No, you lack. You're the problem. You're talking about love. You're talking about hate. If it was really love, well, to be honest, I don't really feel like someone like that is capable of loving. Because why would you not want melanated people to love each other? Why would you not?
So, based off of that, there's another person who commented a few times, but just off of that, and talking about how we were saying the understanding, whether you agree or disagree. The comment was, I love you stating your perspective. I'm not against it at all. I'm more aware because I've listened to this, and I even want to know more. So thank you. I still definitely know interracial couples, including black people, that want to be with each other because they love each other. Now that to me stands out. I don't know about you guys, but like for me that stands out because whether we agree with it or not, he's stated his own personal opinion. He's respected that we are entitled to our own, and it's not about whether he agrees with our opinions or not, but he's respected the fact that he said, I love that you're stating your perspective. He understands that's just our angle.
Right, let me add to that, because I think that guy, he's full of shit as well. The reason why I think that is because why are you telling us about black men and white women? What for?
Well, I mean, he did it. Oh, maybe, I don't know, on other ones, because he said interracial. I don't assume that it's just black and white.
No, but the topic we were speaking on, this is the thing. We get it. Interracial relationships can work for some people, whatever. But we're speaking on black, and he had a personal opinion saying, I think I'm not a fan of this interracial thing because I want to build purely with melanated people.
This is what I'm saying.
And these guys, because they want to be accepted by a white man, they start going, but what about it? We get that.
That weren't the conversation.
What we're saying now is there's an issue within the melanated community where we can't build together.
And this-
Purely.
And this is why, bro, this is why what he did was dangerous. Because within that, you can kind of feel the respect aspect. But then once he comes with the respect, he starts talking about melanated men. Or no, he starts talking about interracial relationships that have worked. No one asked you. No one asked you. And that's not what the topic was about.
You think I can go to most, not saying there isn't some, I think I can go to most Asian families and marry into the family.
Yeah.
On
They're
top
gonna
of
go,
that,
who's
right?
that Gola or Gada or whatever it is?
Right.
What's he doing coming into, what's his family like? Da-da-da-da-da. This is what we're saying. Everyone else can do it.
But
But when melanated people want to do it,
it's a problem.
everyone gets uncomfortable and starts talking about white, and just allow these people, because it's clearly not something's not working, because every time they try and work with you, white man, and whoever else, everyone wants to just take and leave you with nothing. Like, we were talking about music. Like, if it wasn't for the melanated person, the music wouldn't be as...
It wouldn't even
as
be
going
what it
a bit.
is.
So I'm like, it's obvious that people can't leave us alone
100%.
as a community. So if you're serious, leave them alone. And if you want to call the word love them too.
They can't.
They can't do that.
But see, this is why I keep talking this thing. These lot are liars and they don't know who they're talking to. They don't think that we've unpacked. How dare you use love towards us like you know us? Like, we unpack. We question it all. So when you try and come in with the whole, oh yeah, love, where did you get your version of love from? Because if it was anything that was like sensible, you would hear what we're saying and be like, yo, I respect that. Done. Not I respect that, but we didn't ask you. We're not talking to you. And that's not to say that like, yo, like, you can't say what you want to say, but don't try and make it seem one way when really it's the other way. And, you know, what would I look like going under full-blown Caucasian, Asian show and writing comments? That ain't my business. Your business ain't my business. Your business is your business. That's not my business. So how dare you even think that you can come? But see, this goes to show you the level of awareness. Why do I know that I can't do that?
It's like unwritten codes.
See, that's the respect that I have. Your thing is your thing. I don't understand it.
But that's the thing. I think within, and anyone correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like within the black community, internationally as well, yeah, I'd see like from all different types of communities of black people that I've been around, yeah, there's certain things that we have always been, whether it's direct or indirect, we've always been raised or taught to respect other people and their cultures. So you can't walk into like, I don't know, some things are changing a little bit in the Western world now, yeah, but for me, I couldn't go on holiday, for argument's sake, to an Arabic country and be trying to skin out in a little pair of shorts and drinking alcohol and smoking. As far as I'm concerned, when in that land, respect what they do.
I feel
right,
because even going.
But because I'm stepping into your realm.
100%.
Yeah? So even if I'm not going into your land, if I walk into someone that I know, like you said, if I walk into an Asian friend's house and they've got certain things, if my things take off your shoes, I mean, I do that anyway, but if their thing is the minute you get to the door, or take off your shoes outside, guess what I'm going to do? Take off my shoes outside, because this is yours and I'm stepping into your world.
Right.
So it's a simple call. If you want to step into my world, fine, but respect it.
All those individuals told me via their texts and stuff is that they don't have no respect. When they respond how they respond, they're thinking about them.
Yeah.
They can't see the grand scheme, because if they did, they would stay away. Don't interfere in black people business. It ain't your business.
You know what's crazy, bro? We will sit there and appreciate other cultures building in their own spaces.
100%.
We will sit there and
That's
say
how
the way the white man
We
does
aspire
it,
to that.
yeah.
We're like, yo, yeah.
The way the Asian man does it,
Big up your
big up
thing.
thing,
Yeah,
because we can't be like that right now.
Yeah.
The way them Albanians, the way them this. We appreciate. We're not there saying hate. They
Right.
hate because they don't want to mix.
Right.
We appreciate the fact that
best
you
part
can
is
build.
Yeah.
Us getting our stuff together and building together actually helps everyone. Not even
We've
just
got to
us.
unpack a lot of
It-
stuff because it's not one avenue.
The thing is though, when I say it helps everyone, yeah, just take for example, now we know it's bigger than it's a black thing when it comes to youth crime, argument's sake, yeah. But if we just went around the country and said, oh, what do you think the statistics are? What race do you think is highest? We know we're going to come back and it's going to be black majority, yeah. Now imagine this: if even if you said 30% of the whole country got scared every time they saw a young black boy because of what they hear in social media. If we cut that down by getting our stuff together, guess what that means? You don't have to walk, that 30% don't have to walk around scared no more. Why? Because they no longer see young black boys as a threat. Yeah? Young black boys are educated more. It means they got a better chance, whether it be getting a job or starting up their own businesses. If they want to do business and cross-network with the whole entire world, that doesn't make a difference.
What you're saying is so
But
fucking
it
true.
helps. It's not just, we are doing it to build for us, yes, but in the long run, it helps everyone.
I'll tell you why that is a paradox, right? We'll set up shop, you lot go over there, do your thing. We won't wage war on you because of all the shit that you've done, right?
Yeah, that doesn't make
Cool,
sense.
cool. But guess why that's a problem? Because we are the foundation. If we start moving and getting our shit together, the whole thing crumbles. They need an excuse for us to be where we are because they're standing on us. So, with that being said, they can't allow that to happen. And they can't allow it to happen because they're not letting it happen.
Bro, just a quick one. If that, I really realise why it's not going to happen. It's not right now. Because if we do, we're travelling universes. we're not just doing the Earth thing.
When we're talking how we're talking, it's depth. They
Yeah.
can't deal with depth.
Yeah.
But they try to use these words to try and connect and say, oh yeah, but we know some higher thing. No, you don't. No, you
Where
don't.
did you get-
Because if you do, you would know that melanated people loving each other wholeheartedly, 100%, genuinely, is the highest form of love. Because right now, we're in despair. But you lot need that.
Alright, so the last two that I'm going to read them back to back because I don't know which one to read first. So we've got great point of discussion. I'd love to add to it. There is a spiritual pendulum swing in motion in line with our primordial origin. Did I say that right? Yeah, primordial origin as Moors/melanated people. Not enough of us are aware of our true nature and genetic potential because it has been suppressed, which I feel would shed a different light on the physical phenomenon or pattern we observe in terms of interracial relationships and interaction with other ethnic groups. Now, I think that will be a lot for some people to digest because that's something that they would probably need to go and research. We only need to trust each other and build things together. The thing is that we don't do that. We tear each other down. Our youth are completely lost with this drill music. Where are the elders of our community? Where are they? But for all the watchers, listeners, this is what we're saying. So whether he's right, wrong, genuine, not, it doesn't matter. The point is, him saying that simple sentence, we need to love each other and try to build each other. That's what we're saying we need to do. Just like the Jews do. Same thing Jay just said. We acknowledge other people doing it. We don't criticize and say we shouldn't. We say we need to do it like them. So we acknowledge it. There's no hate. The last bit, okay, that whole you thing, I think that's slightly, not say it isn't related, but that's a whole topic in itself. And I'm going to end on this, guys, just to make it light. Anyone know any single black women? Need to get in while I still can.
What's his name?
This was Leo's index.
See, so, you see for me, yeah,
Oh, there's always a
So-
joke at the end.
I heard he got rid of that. He deleted that. So, now, right, okay.
Do it
Let me
narrow
wait.
box.
Let me wait. As a melanated woman,
Yeah.
how do you receive that?
Someone might say, well, why are you saying that? Because he's saying he wants a black woman, so how is it a bad thing? But the way it's written, let me make sure I don't read or say anything incorrectly. So he said, I want to get in. Let's get
So that was
back
an emotional
to it.
response because they deleted it.
Yeah, he said, anyone know any single black women? Now, why would you put that on a page like this anyway, in general, considering the topic?
That's a European man.
Need
by the
to
way.
get in
Caucasian
while
man.
I still can.
So maybe
Now, that
was
that
that
whole,
a kind of I don't want to be with a black woman anyway?
See,
what was that?
as a woman, as a black woman, me hearing that anyone know any single black women, well, that's ridiculous because there's probably a hell of a lot out
Yeah, you
there
don't
in
need
general
to.
that you don't need to go on a site
Yeah,
like
of course.
Instagram, not even just on a site, but you don't need to come on a page like this to ask that question for one. Two, need to get in while I still can. That's the bit for me that's like,
What he gave us was what he meant. What he wrote is what he meant, whether he got rid of it or not. That's the problem. As I've said, this is me, right? Consciously, if you're operating and you know the circumstances that melanated people are in, as a Caucasian man, as an Asian man, as whoever, if you know the situation that we're in, you're going to do everything in your power to help us get it right. And that means excluding you. Because you can't help us. You can't love on no black woman because you don't know who she is. You don't identify. You don't know. And see, look, I will never identify. I will never know what it's like to be a white man.
But that's the
Or
thing
an
that's
Asian
so
man.
difficult for them. It's like, wait, you don't want us involved? No. And that's okay.
But he probably talks this love thing too. This universal love and all this type of thing. When really and truly, what you showed us by leaving that was that
The thing is, I
disdain,
feel like
was that turbulence within you.
the deletion of the comment isn't because I don't feel like that would be I didn't mean that. I think it's more one of those, oh shit, should have said that because there might be a clapback for this. As opposed to, like, when I first read it, I didn't know, like, I didn't see the picture properly, so I didn't know whether it was a black man, white man, but knowing that it's somebody outside, irrespective of the race, anyone outside of the black community putting something in like that, it reads different. It does. And it's very much like oh shoot, they're running out. Let me just quickly grab one. Grab who?
Guess what though? It goes back to what I said. These lot want us to remain in the sleep state, so they can keep using us and taking advantage of us. They don't want us to know and realise and clock and run. Because if we clock, we're running. He don't want that. Which is why he wrote that. Which is why he got rid of that. All of that is guilt. Blood on your hands. So, but hear what? See me, the way I talk, bro, I know who these people are. These lot can't chat to man about love. These man can't talk to me about nothing because I see who you lot are. Even with that mask. You lot can't hide. The problem is that we realise and we're talking it now. And when we talk, it's like, oh no. Really? It's like, oh, why are you saying this? But really it's like, oh no, it's almost up. The time's almost up.
But the time is up, in essence. Whether it's the end of everyone, I don't know. But the time is up because the agent, revealed themselves and all this stuff. But it's like, seriously? I'm just glad we did it.
Bro,
I'm so glad we did it.
It was. But see, look, these lot don't understand who the architect is. They don't understand.
They never know who it is.
They don't know who the architect is. They don't know that this is what's supposed to happen. But hear what? These lot are still sitting comfortably. Because, hear what? The people who we know, they're still asleep. They're still asleep. You see me? No, I am letting you lot know. I see you lot. You lot can't fool me. This whole love thing, it don't fool me. You lot ain't capable. You lot can't be capable of that because, number one, that's not what you're taught. You ain't taught to truly love someone. In this system, it's capitalism. It's use or be used. Value for value. What can I get out of you? How can you make me feel good? That's what they teach us. Valentine's Day, fuckery, all that shit. Where'd you get your love from? It ain't true love. But this is what I'm saying. These lot think that they can come around and start talking this shit like we can't actually see it for where it is. They're so lucky that the majority of us can't see. They're lucky. They're lucky. But I can see.